GITV would like to thank our sponsors, Condor Outdoor, G4 Airsoft, Contour Camera, Aries by Z-Shot, and KWA.
What's up, GITV? My name is Tim. I know a lot of you have been requesting this video. This was my setup for Lion Claws. Got a lot of stuff to go through and very little time to do it, so I'm going to try to go through this as quickly as possible. iPro Revision Desert Locust goggles with tinted lenses. Very good goggles. Backwards Airsoft GI cap that I wore on top of my head to protect my head and kind of keep my head out of the sunlight. This hat was never produced. It's one of the reasons why I like it. It's kind of unique. It's one of the samples that we got to produce a flex fit hat that we never did. Shimag to protect the lower part of my face, although as some of you saw from the video, it didn't always stay up on the lower part of my face. It did kind of fall down for most of the day. Didn't mind though, because it actually did get kind of hot breathing into this thing all day long, but it did help protect my neck, which is a good thing. The gun I was using, Echo 1 Platinum Edition M4. The only modification I've done to the gun since I got it was to put the rail system on that allows me to put the pec box, the rail guard, and the vertical grip on. I was also able to attach a reverse-facing contour camera. This is something new that I did for Lion Claws this year. Never done this before, to get that reverse perspective of me while I'm firing. Kind of cool. I think it turned out well, and I probably will do it for future videos. This is a B2 Combat dot sight. I don't know that we have this for sale anymore, but we do have the King Arms version of this. Great sight, works well. I wouldn't really know because I didn't use it. I don't like to turn on my sights because I always forget to turn them off. So most of the time when you see me aiming, I'm actually using my iron sights, which I can see through my scope. This gun is attached to me via a Magpul MS2 sling. Great one-point sling that you can convert to a two-point, although I don't have a front sling attachment point on this gun. So I just left the thing in one-point mode all weekend long. Great sling, works out well. For hydration, I have just a generic Camelback that I use for snowboarding, motorcycle riding, just about anything that I need water for. I use just a regular Camelback. Didn't have any camouflage on it. Didn't really go along with my look, but I didn't really want to buy a whole new Camelback just for this game. Gloves, hand protection, very important, especially at an AO like this past Lion Claws. There was a lot of dangerous stuff lying around, sometimes climbing in over windows. There's still broken glass there. Want to have good protection for your hands. These are Mechanics Impact 2 gloves. Use these gloves all the time. They're great for airsoft. They're great for working on cars if you happen to do that. Watch, very important piece of equipment when you're playing LC games. When you're bleeding out, you bleed out for 5 minutes. You don't want to stay too long, otherwise your team might need you, and you don't want to be sitting there chilling because you're dead. So don't stay a minute longer than you have to. This is actually a 511 watch. I wear it like on the inside of my wrist so that it doesn't reflect any light. Picked that trick up from one of my Marine Corps buddies. This rig is an HSS chest rig. Unfortunately, I don't think they produce it anymore, but it's a great rig. It holds 8 magazines. It's actually the same rig that I wore at Irene, so this video is going to look very similar. I did rearrange some of the pouches from the last stop. That's one of the benefits of Molly. So if you don't have any Molly gear, you're kind of behind the times. You really need to get some of that. I'm carrying 14 magazines on me. This is a triple dual magazine pouch. So 6 mags on the exterior. The rig already holds 8, total of 14. If you can believe it, I actually went through all of my magazines. That video you saw on Sunday, there was like a turkey shoot of me shooting Bravos. They were running across the car park into the next building. I used all of my magazines up. I really wish I would have brought more ammo, but whatever. One thing I did notice was with the way I set this up is I had my magazines over here on my weak side. As I was setting up my rig, I kind of figured, hey, it's a milsim game. It's not as fast-paced as, CQB is. I'll probably have time to reload. That really ended up nipping me in the butt on Sunday when I needed to reload quickly because I could have missed out on, or I missed out on a lot of kills that I could have gotten had I placed my magazines properly. So I think for the next stop, you're going to see this magazine pouch shift over more center-like so that I can reload faster, and I'll move my Monkey admin pouch over to the right side here. This is a Maxpedition Monkey admin pouch. I had it so that I could hold my red rag, pull it out really easily. It's actually more like a red ribbon. I didn't bring a rag. Pull it out really easily so that I don't get shot any more times than I have to. Also, this little compartment is great for holding my white rag, wound rag, so that people can heal me. So these 2 compartments work out really well. You can check out the Monkey admin pouch on Airsoft GI. And this is also another Maxpedition pouch, roly-poly pouch. We do have an equivalent of this in OETEX, the roll-up utility pouch. It's kind of my dump pouch that I used. Does not hold 14 magazines. I had to put some of my dead magazines or some of my empty magazines back in my rig, which also was not very time conscious, but whatever. It ended up working out okay. I didn't die too many times this past game, and obviously carrying 14 magazines on me was a plus. Alright, let's take this thing off now since it's a lot warmer in this studio than it is out at Lion Claws. One of the cool things about going to Lion Claws this year was the fact that all of the GI guys went as a team, and we all had to purchase these new DCU True Spec combat shirts. This is not like the same material as this. I wish I could describe this better, but this is more like a cotton like t-shirt type of thing, and this is much more heavy duty material on the outside. This shirt is awesome. If you've ever played at a long op or played at all in like a regular BDU where this material's all over, you overheat really easily. But this combat shirt really allows you to ventilate, especially since I was wearing my chest rig and not a full plate carrier. I didn't overheat at all. My goggles didn't fog up. I didn't really sweat that much because my body was really well ventilated. If you play outdoors at all, you really need to get yourself a combat shirt. There's no other way to describe this. The shirt works well and it looks awesome. You got the Velcro on the side here for your team patches. I actually took them off because I had to wash this thing, but I was wearing 2 Tag Gear patches. But pick yourself up some Airsoft GI patches and throw them on your combat shirt when you get them. You're not going to look back, I guarantee you. The only other piece of gear that I wore at Lion Claws that you don't see here, that you can't see because it's too low, were my Hatch X-Tac knee pads. Again, essential, especially at an AO like we played at with Lion Claws with a bunch of, broken glass on the floor, a bunch of construction stuff. Those buildings were really dilapidated. Protection for your knees, protection for your hands, and obviously protection for your eyes is very important when playing Airsoft. That's pretty much going to cover it for all of the gear I wore at LC. Hopefully you'll see a lot of this stuff again at the next op. It's a great setup. Highly recommend picking up anything that you see here that you like, that you can use to your benefit. Stay tuned to GITV. We're going to be going through a lot of other LC setups from a lot of the other guys that went to Lion Claws from Airsoft GI. It's an episode of GITV. Thanks for watching. GITV is brought to you in part by Sig Sauer by Cybergun, Operation Lion Claws Milsim Series, G&G Armament, KJW, and Javelin Airsoft Gunworks. Airsoft is an enjoyable hobby, but your guns can be dangerous if mishandled.
Please use your airsoft guns responsibly, don't take them out in public, and don't take them to your school.